Hey guys, so Morgan and Drex, we are back doing some partner poi action for y'all. We are in lovely Joshua Tree National Park in California for Ignite Fire Festival. Last time we came to you guys, we had just developed a naming and categorization system for the 4 different types of partner weaves. Just as a quick review, those 4 partner weaves are static same, and out, dynamic same, and out, dynamic split, and out, and of course, last but not least, static split, aka the one from hell.
Indeed.
So, we enjoyed developing that system, but there was fundamentally a problem with it, namely how do you get back and forth between all of them? A lot of the people that we've seen trying to do this usually do it by actually separating out away from their partners, changing the way their poi is moving, and then coming back together. We, of course, would prefer to do it all while still maintaining that connection with your partner.
Right, so we've worked out a couple of classes of transitions that will switch between these sets of weaves without stepping out of pattern. One set is a timing switch, which will take you from the split to the same version of a weave, for instance, dynamic same to dynamic split. And then the other one is a mode switch, which will take you from the dynamic to the static version of a weave. So, for instance, dynamic same to static same.
Yes.
Each one of them has kind of a different set of rules that you need to look at. All of these are done with stalls, and each set of transitions has to be done with a very particular type of stall in a particular place in a particular orientation with respect to your partner. So the first ones we're going to tackle are mode changes.
Yes. And we're going to kind of break this down for you guys just with a single hand so you can understand the theory behind it. So with one hand, we're going to do a 3-beat weave right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch it to a reverse weave by doing a pair of stalls.
One person is going to stall out away from us, and one person is going to stall in towards our bodies, and that will force one of us to be doing a down stall and one of us to be doing an up stall.
Indeed.
I will go here. I'll take the outside transition and go next.
And boom. Notice how we're now in a reverse weave. I had to stall closer, basically a up stall behind Morgan's back, and she was doing a down stall further away from our 2 bodies. We can also go back the other way.
For instance, I'll take the outside stall again, and if we go there, next,
boom, back to the forwards weave.
Yep.
Now, you're going to want to look to do this at that point where if it were a normal 3-beat weave, when your hand is crossing over the other hand, like so. You're looking for that moment when you can do one up, one down, and switch it back into a different weave. If you've tried this before, I don't know if you have as a single person, but there's no time like the present to learn. It doesn't look like much when it's just one hand, but if the other hand happens to be continually doing a set of 3-beat weaves at the same time, it results in a bit of a change. Let's show you.
For instance, if we start in in static same, we can again use my left hand, Drex's right hand, the same pair we were using before. Do that same transition and go into dynamic same. For instance, next.
Ta-da!
And then we can go back if we go here and next.
Woot!
And we're back in static same. Okay, so you'll notice that because we're doing a mode change, we do have to add a lean at some point in this transition. It turns out the person who is doing the outward stall, which was me in this case, I have to lean away from the stall that I do after the transition. Drex, who is doing the inward stall, has to lean towards the hand that was doing that stall to make that transition work.
There's just a practical reason for this. Namely, if you're stalling far away from yourself, it's pretty hard to make that lean towards. You can only really go away from it. But this also only applies if you're going from the static direction to the dynamic direction. If you're going dynamic to static, of course, you're taking the lean out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so the other example of this is from dynamic split to static split, which was...
I think it was there.
Yes. Here. And next. And note we stopped leaning because we went to the static version. And then if we go here, next. Again, I stalled out, so I leaned away from my stall, and Drex stalled in, so he leaned towards his stall, and we ended up back in dynamic split.
Ta-da!
Yes.
So, that's the easy transition.
Yeah.
The next one is a little bit more complicated because you're switching between an orientation where you have both your arms on the same side of your partner versus the arms split. Now, the best way that we've found to do this is, it's actually kind of similar to what you guys just saw, but instead of using up stalls and down stalls, we're instead using stalls out to the side. Again, there's going to be one person who's going to be on the bottom, one person who's going to be on the top.
Also, unfortunately, there's going to be one person who has to stall behind themselves, which will often result in a transition that looks like that and is super awkward and not very fun to do. But it's the way it has to go. Be kind to your shoulders when practicing this.
True story. So again, we're going to show you this with just one hand.
Yep.
Up. So, do you want top or bottom?
I'll take bottom we've been doing.
Okay.
There. There.
There. Yep. And next. Again, we switched into a reverse weave, but Morgan stalled out to the side away from us.
I stalled in behind me.
Yes.
And Drex stalled up and out to the side.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it back the other way. So off of that point. Next. That time I stalled inward towards Morgan.
Yes, and I was stalling out. Yeah, it's easier if the person who's on the bottom stalls behind themselves because then they only have to do this or that as opposed to that one or that one, which are not fun.
Not fun at all. So
in context.
In context, let's do a dynamic same to dynamic split, yes?
Okay.
All right. Hup. Cool. So in this case, I'm actually going to do that awful stall behind my head because we've just found it's the cleanest way that we have to do it right now. Yep. So that will come there, and it'll happen next. Ooh. And note, we've now switched into an orientation where we have our hands split and we've stayed in that dynamic kind of orientation. The best part is it doesn't change the rhythm of our lean one bit.
Yep. You just get to keep going. All right, and then we can transition back.
There.
There.
Mm-hmm.
And next.
Ta-da!
And we're back in dynamic same. Okay, and then the last one is
going to be
static same to static split.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Hup.
Up.
Okay.
Where did we go?
We went...
There?
Let's go there. Why not?
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And next.
Ugh. No.
And take two on that one.
Yes. Hup.
Where did we go?
I think we were both behind you, weren't we? There?
There?
Yeah.
Okay. Next. That was maybe not the cleanest one we've ever done, but
it worked.
Hopefully you get the idea. And then the next one, there.
Yep.
We'll go back to static same.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Which, again, with the awkward stall behind my head. But yeah.
So the great news about this now is that there's essentially like a circle of fifths, if you're into music theory, that you can go through in order to get from weave to weave to weave.
That will cycle through all of them.
Yes, exactly.
The one thing we can't do is transition both timing and mode at the same time. Not with these kinds of transitions anyway. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Mm-hmm. But for instance, you can't, with these transitions, go from dynamic same to static split and back, or dynamic split to static same and back.
Yeah, but we can work our way around the box, so to speak.
Yes.
Think of it as you're transitioning from like to like on one quality, yeah? So you got your choice of if you're going to stay in a same orientation or you're going to stay in a timing orientation kind of thing.
Right.
So, let's show them how to go around the circle.
All right. So, we're going to first switch from static same to dynamic same here with a down stall and an up stall. And next.
Ta-da!
And here we are in dynamic same. Now we're going to switch to dynamic split, which was here.
Here. It goes behind my head.
There. With side stalls on top and bottom. And next. And here we are in dynamic split. Now we're going to switch to static split with a down and an up stall. Here. And next. And then the last move is to go back to static same from here, which we'll do there. Next. And here we are back where we started.
Yay!
Yes. So you can go all directions and all the things with that. This is the one that we've gotten down so far.
Yeah. So, if you guys... Oh,
It turns out that particularly for the timing switches, the ones with the side stalls, there's a lot more to it than the one we just showed you. We were trying to work this out yesterday and realized there was something really funny going on, because you can do it at a number of places in the weave. We haven't quite managed to categorize that yet, so we're going to save that for another video. But if you find another place that works, no, you're not doing something wrong, and if you figure out how to categorize them, please let us know. On that note...
Yeah, I think, thank you guys for watching. Go forth, have fun with these. We'd like to see more of these transitions out there, so if you guys find other ways of getting back and forth between these weaves, please let us know. Cool. Thanks, Morgan.
Right. Thank you.
Cool. Peace. This video was made possible thanks to the kind contributions of these folks right here. In addition, special thanks to Sean, Prisna, Kiro, as well as Andrew Hammond and Ben Reynolds. Thank you guys so much for making these videos possible. If you've enjoyed these videos or learned anything from them, please consider making a contribution at drexfactory.com/support. Help me to keep on making these videos that you love. Thanks.